Justin Trudeau has given hall monitor credentials to the Chinese Communist Party. You're not going to believe this. Anyone applying to get a Canadian visa must first go through the CCP, and not just any government official with the Communist Party of China. The Chinese State Police are running the visa application center in Beijing. The Chinese police are collecting data on every single person who has a desire to leave China and come to Canada for any amount of time and for any reason. That means students, employees, and even refugees. You're a Uyghur fleeing a genocide? Just check in with your local police before crossing the pond, please. Justin Trudeau is telling everyone in China. It's horrifying. And it was uncovered by the Globe and Mail, a Globe and Mail investigation. For the mainstream media journalist spitefully watching this, that's actually called giving credit, and it's something that you should try sometime. So basically, a company that is owned by the state police in China was granted the authority by the Canadian government to filter applications and to mine the data of anyone applying. They know who gets approved. They know who don't get approved. Effectively, Trudeau has handed them a step-by-step manual to ensure that their spies are able to secure positions in the Canadian society. The Communist Party of China now knows exactly which refugees get in, which don't, exactly which students get in, which don't, and exactly what sort of person the Canadian government needs to fill certain job postings. According to Robert Potter, a digital espionage consultant who has worked for the Canadian government, the commies, quote, obviously have a huge interest in mining visa data. If you can see who is getting declined and who is getting approved, it gives you a better chance of getting your agent through. That's what he told the Globe. Agent means spies. Even applying for a visa to get out of China is enough to get flagged as a terrorist, he said. If you're a Uyghur and you're applying for a visa to Canada on humanitarian grounds, giving that information to the security service is really dangerous. We're quickly learning, aren't we, that Trudeau's obsession with refugees specifically does not include Chinese Muslims. Imagine if Trudeau told every Syrian refugee to get a permission slip signed by their government before coming to our land of milk and honey. He would never do that, obviously, except for the Chinese government. Then he would make an exception. He is making an exception. And people aren't coming to Canada as a result of it. Trudeau isn't really looking to rock the boat on the file, of course, because he knows that he's too weak to stand up to the Chinese government. Just this week, the communists threatened to economically dismember anyone that tried to boycott or relocate the Beijing 2022 Olympics. For perspective, just in October, a Canadian parliamentary committee confirmed that there is indeed an ongoing genocide in China. Despite that horrendous news, only 13 MPs signed a letter calling on the Olympics to be relocated. Can you guess how many of those people were Liberals? Justin Trudeau's name sure wasn't on that list, that's for sure. He doesn't have the moral fortitude to stand up for anything. Except, of course, Idris Elba when he walks in the room. Thanks so much for tuning into our coverage here at Rebel News. We're publishing a lot on China these days because there's a lot that is not being published by the mainstream media. If you want to check all that out, especially the China Files that we published, you can go to, thechinafiles.com. Check it out. It's really important stuff.